YTPC, Bagpiper, coming at you with a VR to Maritime Piper. First off, I am smoking out of my Fraternity of the Traveling Cob Aromatic Cob, the Legend, modified by me. And in it, I have Air Monster. Today is Cob Tuesday. Today also kicks off the Traveling Cob event. And I'm real careful to not... I didn't intend to make political or religious posts on my YouTube channel. Just because of the rabbit hole that can ensue. But Maritime Piper, after reading a book written by Stephen Hawking, asked an interesting question about why is it that science and religion are always at odds. And so far, I have seen Cobbett of the Shire and Uncle Butter respond. And at first, I was like, man, I really want to respond to this, but I'm not going to. I'm not doing this religious debate on my YouTube channel because I love debates to begin with. And like I said, it's a rabbit hole. We can just get crazy with it. And my goal is to not make this a 25-minute video. 30-minute video, because I could easily do that. So, in a nutshell, why can they not coexist like we would like them to? It's all, I have to agree with Uncle Butter and Sir Stephen. It is all about power and who is right. And as is human nature, the need to be right overrides the need to be correct a lot of times. And religion started before science. They were close. The need to understand things has always been there, but science wasn't understood as science as it is until after religion had already taken place. Religion didn't understand that it was a religion. It was just myths and legends and stories and stuff at first. So they both started very crudely and have adapted and evolved into what they are today. Neither one of them wants to give up the power and the I'm right card that they hold up and parade for everybody. A little bit of background for me. I'm not to get too in depth on this and not to make this video super long. I grew up in a deeply Southern Baptist family. My grandfather was a preacher and a Gideon and a deacon. My dad was a Gideon and a deacon. I was the minister of music and over the youth department when I was a teenager in church, which I went to a Southern Baptist church every Wednesday and Sunday until a few months after I turned 18. The reason that I quit going to church was because of the people in the church. I'm really not going to get into any more details on this right now. because this will just spiral. But so I was raised very religious, and I went to a private Christian school. At some point, I was mainly homeschooled, but for 1 year, I did go to a private Christian school. So I know the argument of religion like the back of my hand. But I also know that at a very early age, my belief in religion and the person that was the strongest influence for me of religion, all that was shattered. And again, I'm not going to get into details, but I lost that core structure to lean on and believe in. And so I started studying all kinds of religions. Catholicism, Judaism, Hinduism, shamanism, Wiccans, atheists, teachings of Gandhi, Greek mythology, Norse mythology, and my need to understand how things work and experience things kind of led me down that scientific path as far as understanding. And because I am a closeted nerd, and my need to know things is so just overpowers me sometimes, I've jumped into that side of things. So I've seen and dealt with and experienced firsthand on both sides. And they're both wrong. They're both right and they're both wrong. How many wars, conflicts, oppressions, and just bad shit has been done in the name of religion? How much, how many failed experiments and stuff and things that hurt us before they ended up helping us? How many things that are supposed to be helping us and that are hurting us has happened because of science? They're both wrong. They're both right, but they're both wrong. When I was in 9th grade, so I'd have been 14, we were learning about a volcano that erupted, and all of the lava and stuff flowed down, covered the city, covered the trees, etc., etc. And within a couple of hours, the place was destroyed. When they went in to look at things, they noticed that all the layers that they normally would have attributed to millions of years causing was done in a matter of hours of the lava cooling and stuff. And it made the scientific community start to question their theory on how they base the world's age. But that was quickly snuffed because that went against everything that science says at millions of years, and it wasn't. I do not believe that the Earth is millions of years old. But there's also the question of, in the Bible it says to God, a day is just an hour and an hour is just a day to him. Time has no meaning. So when it says in the Bible that it took him 6 days to create the world, and on the seventh day he rested, is that 6 days as in a 24-hour span to us? Because time had no meaning, and time wasn't even a relevant concept until way after creation. Was a day 24 hours? And so he did it in 6 days. What is that? $50, 140, 100. Did he do it in 144 hours? Or was it done in a matter of 6 weeks? But to God, that was just 6 days, because time has no meaning when you're infinite. You know, in order to not keep this going forever, to come back to the main question, why can we not get along? Why can science and religion not get along? It is because of power. Everyone wants to be right. Nobody wants to be wrong, and nobody can understand that we need each other. We do coexist. We need to coexist. Science helps us understand why things happen, and religion fills in the details, fills in the fuzzy areas that we don't understand. Religion gives us a sense of hope and peace and calming and understanding, while science fills in all the questions of why things happen. There's so much more that I could go into about as far as science in the Bible, but that's not what you asked about. And I'm really trying to keep this video short, so I'm not going to go into it. But that, in a nutshell, is my response to Maritime Piper. Not that I haven't enjoyed watching the videos. I think it's great that you asked this question and wanted to start this line of dialogue and debate and discussion within the YTPC and YouTube in general. Because there are things that we talk about outside of pipes and tobaccos. It was very interesting. So thank you for asking this question. And I hope that my answer helped you understand where I'm coming from a little bit more without getting into so much detail. So I will link Maritime Piper's original video talking about science and religion, and then I will also link Cobbett of the Shire's VR and Uncle Butter's VR, because those are the only two that I've seen so far, in the bucket below. So if you haven't watched those yet and you're wondering what the hell is this guy talking about, the initial conversation and then rebuttals will be linked down below. And I believe that Maritime Piper is going to be adding all these, creating a playlist and saving all the videos to the playlist, so you'll be able to go through and see what I'm also interested in seeing is if anybody has any opposing opinions to what the three of us that have responded so far that I've seen have said. Are they going to do a VR? Will they be throwing in a VR as a rebuttal? I mean, this could go on forever. But I do believe that the pipe community is full of intelligent people, and we're able to hold intelligent conversations and debates and discussions. So this is awesome. and I really enjoy it. And thank you very much for asking this wonderful question. That's all I got. My kids will be getting off the bus soon. So I'm going to wrap this up. Until next time, keep them full lit and rolling. This is Bagpiper out.